Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, and welcome back to another episode of Why We Play the Game. I know it's been a minute since we last spoke, and well, for most of you, I've been on the internet a little bit, but life's got to come first, and hopefully that idea will kind of mesh with tonight's topic. Let's say it's been a long week or a long month. You've had more ups than more downs than ups, and you're finally getting to your buddy's place to play some D&D, and you can't wait to just get stuck in and hang out with the boys and girls, and just put it all behind you. And for me, that's a huge part of why I play the game, is to hang out with people I trust, people I love, people I at least can tolerate more than others, if you know what I mean. And a lot of people have talked about this maybe before, but I just want to more or less reiterate my view on this particular subject, that being therapy or therapeutic. I know there's some friends of mine out there that have some issues and might or might not actually be getting professional therapy, and good on them, because my own family had its share of those sorts of issues back in the day. Not so much now, because most of them are long gone and on to a better place, I hope. But for those of you who are getting help, I'm hoping that it's doing you some good, and I'm hoping you're not looking at this game as part of that process. This game is all about hanging out with your friends, enjoying a good game or a great campaign, and socializing. It really is. Without the socialization factor in this would be something vastly different and much less enjoyable. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons and role-playing games for close to 43 years now, and I've never once thought of it as a replacement for getting any sort of medical professional help. It's great to get advice from your pals and to vent before the game, and maybe a little bit of that old-fashioned, knock out some of your frustrations on some imaginary orcs and goblins, but a little too much of that, and you're going down that dark road of maybe there's a bigger issue at hand that you might want to, take care of. Your friends are your friends, and they're always going to give you, for the most part, sort of lopsided advice in your favor. Of course, we all like to think that we're going to give each other, that tough love that we need when times are tough, but that encouragement at the same time, because we are, we're friends. I'm hoping that's the case, I hope, you're in games with people you consider friends, and you're not, taking advantage of just, the opportunity to play and knock out your frustrations with some people that really aren't going to have your back in times of trouble. Obviously at the game table, we all try to have each other's back, but sometimes, especially when alignments are involved, and you've got that guy who's got to play the chaotic neutral or secretly evil character, and I'm going to make a video about that again sometime in the future, but I've gone on and on about the good versus evil. We're all heroes in this game, at least in my opinion. If not, then again, maybe you might want to find out from somebody else why you're playing the game. This should be therapeutic, but not in place of therapy. Actual professional help. And mind you, you can bring in the topic of your games to your therapist, and if they don't understand, I'm sure you can point them to some videos and give them, help them understand what the game is for you, and, how you can, use it to get, what you need, but more so from an actual professional, instead of, trying to, unburden your load on your friends who are all there, there to have a good time as well. For me, I've noticed that, especially on my online games that I'm invited to, there's a good deal of before and after, chit chat, whatever you want to call it, bullshit sessions, just, whatever. It's really nice that we have this technology that allows us to maintain and make new friendships and acquaintances and things like that through the love of this game. Whatever game you're playing, it really doesn't matter. You guys know my favorites, and I'm playing new games I swore I'd never play. But again, topic for another time. But rest assured, this old dog is trying to learn new tricks, and I really don't think or feel that I have any right to bag on a game for the game's sake. Company aside, if a game's good and solid, cool. But in the long run, it's really about the people at the table. A crappy game with great friends is a million times better than a great game with people you just barely know and aren't planning on, extending the hand of friendship at the gaming table. If your fellow players are people you really don't give a rat's ass about, that's not for me. Maybe it is for you, and I'm not gonna go too much into that. Why you associate with who you associate to get your gaming fix, because it really is a gaming fix. I am so blessed right now. I'm actually going to be in 4 games this week. 4 different games. The week's only 7 days long. And I'm going to probably spend more time gaming than I will sleeping this week. If you can believe that, I don't sleep much, or at least that's the story I'm sticking with. But as for therapy and therapeutic, sure, we can get a little bit of relief and consolation and enjoyment that is incredibly therapeutic. You can go to the bar and get the same thing if you've got a regular bar that you go to and everybody knows your name and they all cheer when you walk through the doors. Cool. But we get the same thing from our gaming table, and as far as I know, most of my fellow gamers, they quit the bar scene years and years ago. Maybe not. I not 100% on 100% of my gaming buddies, but I really don't look at it as therapy. Mind you, my life's pretty good. I'm not going to lie, and I haven't felt the need for any sort of therapy. Maybe a couple of little times, but nothing serious. And my heart goes out to those of you who need it. But if you really do need it, go. Don't miss a single session. Get it out of your system. Do what you got to do. Be honest when you go there, and let your professional therapist understand, everything that's going on. So the sooner you get all that out, the sooner you can come back to our gaming table with the most positive attitude you can, because there's nothing worse than someone who's had a crappy week and is taking it out on the game and the players and the GM. They didn't do it to you. Whatever it is, they're there to be your friend and to fight alongside you and possibly die in the game, having your back. So don't be taking it out on them. They're possibly some of the only people who give a damn about you in the real world and in this wonderful make-believe world that we all inhabit as often as we can, whenever we get the chance to take that vacation from the crap that's bogging us down and weighing us down and just, making our lives miserable. We've got this game. Don't let those things ruin it for you and everybody else at the table. We've been so lucky over the last 50 years, more or less, whatever, to actually have this hobby. If it weren't for the pioneers who created this game and refined it and made it the best it can be over the years, God only knows what we would be doing. Think about it. Are you the kind of guy, do you think you could have just played war games or card games and I don't need to role play, that's not for me? Do you think your life would have been better without these games? I know for a fact mine would not have been better. It helped me get through some tough times, knowing that there was a group of guys and gals out there waiting to shout my name as I walked through the door, or they came through my door, a hug, a slap on the back, whatever. Let's how the hell you been? But let's get to those dice. Let's finish up where we left off. Let's go in there and let's finally get that treasure, or beat that dragon, or pound that lich into bone meal, whatever. We've all been so lucky. Let's not bring it down a notch or more by thinking that this is something other than it is, and what it is a great way to enjoy a great hobby, a great game, and hopefully a great bunch of friends. I wish nothing but that for each and every one of you, regardless of, your activities outside the gaming table. When you're at the gaming table, I want each and every one of you to have a game to remember, a game like no other. Um, the best time you can have, the best memories with the best friends, and especially during this time of holiday cheer. Don't let that crap get to you. Don't let it bog you down. You know, all those things that happen prior to you getting to the table, they don't matter. That's not why you're here. If you need to vent a little, I'm sure your buds will help you out before the game, maybe a little bit after the game. Whatever it takes. But when the game starts, leave all that behind. Enjoy your game. Enjoy your friends, because you never know when you might lose one of them forever. And I can't imagine anything worse than treating one of those great pals only to, for that to be the last time you interacted with them. Can you imagine what baggage you'd have to carry with you throughout the rest of your life? And every time you came to that table, everybody looking at you, man, you treated Bob like shit, and now Bob ain't here with us no more. Maybe you shouldn't either. I don't want that to happen to you. Thank God it's never happened to me. And when I'm at the table, I'm not going to let it happen to any of my friends. Okay? So I hope you'll take at least a little bit of this to heart, and remember why we play the game. It's not therapy. It may be therapeutic, but it's a joy and a blessing. Don't ruin it. So until next time, happy gaming and happy trails.